Hello and welcome to today's episode of the Hospitable Hosts podcast. In today's episode, we are speaking with Oihan, who is in the south of France. And today's episode, we're going to learn a bit more about Oihan's history in the industry, how he's been managing for friends and family and now others, and also his history with Hospitable. He's been a customer with us for a very long time and now on the Mogul plan. And he's also been good enough to share a discount code with everyone for his properties. So I definitely recommend checking them out. Okay, let's have a listen. Okay, hello, Oihan. How are you
Hi,
doing today?
I'm very good. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no worries at all. Thank you so much for joining us. Glad to be finally recording with you.
Yes,
Sweet. So to get started, let's maybe have an introduction from yourself. Who you are, what you do, where you're based, and tell us a bit more about your background and maybe how you got into short-term rentals in the first place.
sure. I live in the south of France, so in Biarritz. I don't know if you heard of. It's a place that has a lot of tourism.
Mm-hmm.
So I've grown. I was born here. I've always grown around tourism and around the seasonality that we have here. Beaches, the mountains. So it's something already that's a lot around hospitality and the general meaning. So I did my studies in catering. So I used to be head of management in hotels. And when I was around 21, I bought my first flat, thanks to a friend that was in real estate. And he told me, as soon as you have a job, you find a flat and then you try to make money out of it. So I asked my dad, I asked my friends, I was like, can I do this? Maybe it's better to do it with a real estate company. I had my job at the hotel, so it was a lot of everything going around. And when you're 21, you're just like, okay, let's go, let's find a solution. So I remember looking, I think it was in 2017 or something like that. I remember looking online to try to find a tool that could help me. I actually love problems and trying to find the right tools for a specific problem. And I remember finding Hospitable, which was Smart BNB then. First, I liked the name Smart BNB. It spoke to me. I was like, okay, that feels like something that would be smart. So of course, it didn't have as many features as you have today. But I think the main feature was the way of setting up automatizations and messagings. And as I was working in hotels, I couldn't be with my phone or my laptop just replying to people. So I had to be smart about it. And I think I made like very complicated messaging process with a lot of different messages, a lot of different custom codes. And it just went on from there with one flat. And seeing how easy it was with all this messaging and stuff and doing self check-ins, sending links, because I did pretty early create my own web page. So I was sending check-in links from my web page. So everything was very smooth and very easy. And money was coming in from my own flat. So then I just started to speak about it to my sister. So she gave me her flat and then she just spoke about it to friends. And it just grew like this very smoothly and with no pressure because it was a side job. And I had my own job, which was like the security. And then everything with Hospitable was the extra. And then we had COVID. So I was very happy to have my job because it gave me a security. But we actually found a way to, well, I found a way to book the flats longer stays. So people would just come for 2 months and work from the flats. They had the right to do this. And then after COVID, it was like a boom. So lots of people came to Biarritz because they couldn't go outside of France. So then and owners just came to me, friends of friends. I never did, I don't know you call that. I never went to see owners and say, you need me, I have this and that. It was always friends of friends, family of friends. And it was easy for me because I like to work very close to the people I work with. And so when it's friends, you can keep it professional, but then it's more laid back, I guess. Um, So this would be the general introduction to how I started with Smart BNB and now Hospitable. And I was very pleased to see, I think it really expanded 4 years ago. It made a huge boom in everything you're proposing in the automatizations and all the way you can custom the thing. And this is how when I choose to stop the hotel, and I actually made a training to get the real estate card. I don't know if it's the same in the US, but if you want to be in real estate, you need a professional card. So I did that, and I completely stopped hotels, and now have two real estate companies. So one that's in Biarritz and one that's in Bordeaux. So a town that's 2 hours away. And so it's really becoming professional, and it's my main income. And we have 3 staff members because we don't outsource the cleaning, which is, I guess, the main thing that you have to be very good at, that you cannot do an automatization with Hospitable, unfortunately, but you need to have the good staff, and it's, I guess, the biggest complication I've had for all the years. And with Hospitable, it's just very smooth. Now you have the AI tools, which are crazy. I can do my full nights, because usually I'm always on the phone with people not finding whatever in the flat, like a saucepan. And now it's just replying, and it's marvelous. So from 6 p.m. I'd say until 7 in the morning, I just switch off.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
That's amazing. And I love that story. So obviously it's grown very organically and kind of been, we might say a side hustle for quite a few years there. And then you've now been able to kind of transform it into, like, it is your full-time job. Not that it wasn't a full-time job before, but now you're fully kind of invested in it, which is fantastic. How many, if you don't mind me asking, how many properties are kind of under your portfolio now?
Now I have 45. And it also takes into account that we have like small hotels. So you would call them boutique hotels. So we only rent the bedrooms, and we do the check-ins and check-out like a hotel. And this is perfect because in Biarritz, we now have a local regulation. I think you have the same in the US. So they're trying to slow down short rentals. So with this kind of hotel type style, you can do it all year long. And for me, it's very important because of the cleaning staff. So you need to pay them during low season. So if you have small hotels, they can do breakfast, they can do cleaning. So you actually have to have like flats, small ones, big ones, villas, and small hotels. And in this way, you have like a lot of different kinds of income, depending on what type of listing you have.
Nice, yeah, I like that. Yeah, I mean that cleaning challenge is definitely one that we hear all the time, with people kind of finding cleaners to be able to manage it. And I love that. Yeah, you're able to kind of have your own team, and like you say, because of that seasonality and the fact that you have such a wide range portfolio, I guess you can always keep them busy, which can be difficult for people that are very short-term rental focused and all their properties are similar type, to be able to kind of keep a team on throughout the year. So it's pretty special that you're able to do that.
Yeah, and it wasn't like this at the beginning. So I started with only self-employed people. I don't know how you say that in English. It's auto-entrepreneur in France. So it's people that are available. They will work for you. But the thing is, they are not 100% into your company, because they work for themselves. So if I'm having a very aggressive way of selling the flats, so I put them a little bit high in price, so I know they will rent out later on, but then they will be more expensive, so better for us and the owners. But then if the cleaning team, the self-employed, work with someone else that's more like, I want to fill up my agenda very quickly, so they will be booked out with other people, and you're like, ugh, and then you book at 10 days before, and then no one's available, so you have to go clean. It happened a lot of times. And so I just decided to really have my own people. So then you can really give them the process of the catering, which for me is very important. Because I think people from the real estate, they don't have the view of people from hotels. It's very different. So I'd like to just have it very my own process. And this actually, at first, it was kind of hard because you feel like in the low season, you'll have to give them work if they don't have any, but then you can just go on vacation. You take the laptop, you work 2 days during the week, you just upgrade stuff and, change the pictures and stuff, and they can do everything here.
Nice.
Yeah, that's a nice, I guess, way of living if you do it like that.
Nice, I love it. And so, in terms of kind of growth and further growth, I guess you started with friends and family, I guess, and you've now got your real estate license or your real estate card. Are you now still looking to kind of manage for other people, or are you like adding on managing for other people, or are you more focused on keeping your existing portfolio and only adding on properties that you also own? And we'll love to kind of understand.
Well, I own 2 of my properties. I have my first one that I bought when I was 21. Then at first I had this, I wanted to buy every 3 years. So I bought my second flat in Biarritz 3 years after, thanks to the money I made with the first one. But now I feel like I've passed my, let's say I should buy my third one. And I was feeling like now maybe I'll have less pressure and just enjoy. I'm 30 now, so I'm trying to say, okay, do you want to work always, or do you want to lay back a little bit? And having had the chance to find time now with all this automatization that you can have, the AI, which helps a lot, I was feeling like, let's just find new owners. I actually like the way that it's seasonal, because now I'm more planning like I'm going to leave for 6 months and then I'll just come back for the peak season here. So in terms of growth, we have Bordeaux, which is the closest, biggest town that we have. We are actually expanding there. It's very different. We're going to do co-living places and also short rentals. I already thought of how we can use Hospitable for that, and it works perfectly. So of course, without all this, I would have needed, I guess, 2 extra staff. So even with Mogul, when I upgraded, I was at first looking at the prices and I'm like, okay, so it's quite the price, but then at the end, it's actually you're making, I don't know how you call that again, when you're not using as much money. So you're saving money on staff members. So the staff members you need, I think it's divided by 2 or 3. Because we're managing 45 flats and I'm alone at management and we have 2 cleaning teams.
Yeah, by investing in the software, you're making yourself more efficient, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, it's a little bit more on the subscription side, but yeah, the cost of people is even more, I guess.
And it's, I would say it's less reliable. People get sick. Yeah. People have personal needs, which is okay. But then when you're trying to grow and when everything is also very expensive in France. I don't know how the US does the taxes and stuff, but you have to find the perfect balance. And I guess I've been able to promote a better quality in cleaning thanks to all the money saved on management. If I needed an extra person to help me with management, with plannings, with sending messages, with check-ins, with stuff, I won't be able to pay as much the cleaning teams. I believe I pay them very well because the stakes and the level of cleaning is high. And this is where we are a little bit here. It's like high end, not luxurious, but high end. So it has to be very spotless. And so for that, you need to have the money. And I think this is how I do my growth, meaning the other companies are now closing because of the different laws you have that's making the short rentals more scarce. But we do a special contract for students. And then thanks to this contract, you have the right to do then the rental during the summer. So you have to change, and only real estate companies can do this. So we are actually just getting flats from here and there because people are closing up now. And thanks to the quality we provide, the owners are really trusting. So then they just come to us and we say, okay, this is how it works. And until now, it just worked without having to do it. They just come to me. So that's actually, I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. That's great to
And
hear.
I'd
Amazing.
say, as long as you have cleaning team, there is no limit to the growth. So meaning if tomorrow I have enough people to clean all the places, I'm just adding up new places. And depending on the size, you just know how it's going to book. So I actually have different, in my 3 staff that I have the staff that I will only send to clean smaller flats that are completely self-efficient in the way of self-check-in, self-checkout, self-cleaning with so it's really, you just one time you have to do all the setting up in Hospitable and other things that I use, and then it just runs smoothly. So this is like I'd say in France we have a saying, it's like the mattress. So you are very comfortable on that, and then you use bigger flats that need more me checking in people personally or calling the guests to make sure that they are. So there is a different level of service, but then with all this, you can just. I think there is no limit to the expansion. The growth you can have.
Yeah, amazing. Sounds fantastic. Well, so just a couple of questions before we finish. You kind of touched on your use of Hospitable, obviously, and you kind of touched a little bit on some of the features that you've kind of loved. Is there kind of one feature that you'd say that's like the best and you can't live without? If you had to try and put it down to one thing.
I think I can't because
Okay.
I actually I was invited to also have meetings with other companies that are in this industry, and I was stunned by how Hospitable really fits my needs. So I guess we grew a little bit together because since 2017, I don't know how many years that is, I just saw each time there is an update and you guys do the YouTube channel update, I really look into it and I'm like, okay, so this, I can use this. So if I had to choose, I couldn't say because now the statements are on and it helps me a lot. I think I've gained 15 to 17 hours a month doing the statements. We actually did them, and the way you update them, it looks like the one we did. So I'm like, perfect. It's just the
Nice.
same thing, and it's just. So I guess all the automatization of everything, of the conversation flow, of the giving the cleaning team their missions, on now the statements, on the connectivity with booking, because we do this now. So it's all the smart, I guess that's there. So I can say one. I mean, for me, without this, I wouldn't be here. I'll be in a hotel working for someone else. So for me, I think it's the butterfly effect there.
Amazing. Okay. I'm not going to force you to pick one then. That's a pretty good answer
No,
for me.
I can't.
Awesome. And then just kind of final call out. I want to kind of give you the opportunity to do a little bit more of a shout out for your business. So I guess either if there's any property owners looking for someone to manage their property, where do they go to find out more? And I guess even if there's any travelers looking to book one of your properties, where do they go to find out more?
Yes, I guess for owners, we have had worked with owners that were abroad and away. It is doable. You just need to have a very particular way of doing it in the automatization, and you need at least one person on the premises on site that you can really trust on. So this would be a possibility. But I believe it'd be more interesting for the future travelers to maybe come to Biarritz. We have places in Bidart, Biarritz, Bordeaux, and Bayonne, which are very nice cities with lots of surfing, mountains, the Basque culture, which is very rich. So I guess they can go to my webpage, which is Destination Côte Basque. I guess you'll write it somewhere because it's hard to know.
Sure.
It's my brand actually. It means so the Côte Basque, the destination of Côte Basque. because I wanted something around it, so it was pretty simple for me. And I guess we could do a little discount for all the people coming from Hospitable. So we might create a special code. So then when people book, we can know they come from the same place that I started, and maybe we can even meet and exchange around what Hospitable means for them. That would be nice.
Amazing. Yeah, we can link the website in the show notes. So if you're listening, they are underneath, and we'll have the promo code there as well. Thank you very much for sharing that.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you very much for spending some time with us today. It's fantastic
Thank you,
to learn a
Mars.
bit more about your business.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Bye.
Okay. Thanks again for listening to today's episode. If you enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to like and share on your favorite podcast platform, and make sure to check out that discount code from Oihan if you're interested in booking any of his properties in the south of France and going on a little vacation for yourself. Thanks, everyone.